What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We are back again with the BMW drift car build. This thing's really coming along. We've got everything in the rear done. We've got the subframe back in. We just need to get the subframe brackets mounted in. We've got the differential done. We do need to put headers on it. I think that's a big part of opening these up, but that'll be down the road, so I'm not too worried about that. Today, we are going to be tackling the front here. I've got a bunch of my parts over here on the table. So we have, starting off, the drift angle brackets from CNC Machining. These things are super sweet, a very budget way to get a couple more degrees of angle without spending $1,000 on a kit. Then I have my high performance water pump, which is a very, very big thing because it is billet aluminum instead of that plastic that they give you from the factory. And then I have a new valve cover gasket. So we've got quite a bit to do to it today. We're gonna try to get all this done, but hopefully I can knock these two out for sure, and that will be a maybe. So I plan on getting this done, but I don't know how much of a pain it's gonna be. So we're gonna get rolling on it, get everything started, because I don't have too long to work on this puppy today, but we're gonna see if we can get knocked out. I know I have to get this whole front like shroud out for the intake. I have to get the fans out because the water pump's somewhere down there. So it should be a very interesting and fun experience. Hopefully it's real easy to figure out. Fingers crossed, I think it's all gonna go well, but you never know. Jackson's over here putting a new trans mount in the old Lexus.
One time.
Okay, we're gonna start off by getting this intake off. It looks like you can just undo these clips and it comes loose. So we're gonna rip this off. We've gotta figure out how to get these little suckers off. I have not figured out these little clips yet. So we gotta figure out how to get those guys out. There's 3 of them, it looks like. Then this should pop off and then I will have access to the fan. The water pump is right down here. You can't really see it yet. But once I can get there, it should be easy going and just a couple bolts to get it out. So hopefully we can knock this guy out real quick. All right, got it out. Popped out pretty easily. Jackson had to come over and show me how to get this little guy out because it's got this weird little nipple on it. And you just pull that nipple up and it pops right out. These ones, you just slide them off and then it's got that little clip right there and it just pops right out. So pretty easy to get that intake piece off. These are really cool because that's what these front kidneys up here are for. The air comes in through here, up through this little point, and then it's directly into the intake. So it's an actual working cold air filter. That's why I don't understand when a lot of people remove these air boxes and then it's just a bunch of heat soak. So it's just stupid. I'm gonna keep that on there because I think it's sweet, unless it doesn't work when I put the M50 manifold on, but I think it should. So I think there's adapter kits for that. But to keep going, we are gonna try to get this fan shroud off. It looks like it's not gonna be too much of a pain. It looks like it's got a couple plastic clips here and then it should pop right off. So next clip, this should be out. This was the easiest shroud I've ever seen. There's one bolt, little T25 right there, and it just pulls out. So that's pretty cool. Not gonna wash it or anything because it's just gonna keep getting dirty. So now we have a direct line of sight to the water pump. I've gotta get that tensioner undone just to make it a little bit easier on me. Take that belt off. Well, not even to make it easier on me, you have to. So gonna get that tensioner undone and then hop into that water pump. Should be pretty easy. Okay, tensioner is this little guy right here. T50 fits in there. So I'll take that tension off, get the belt, and then I should have easy access to the water pump right here. So had a little bit of a word brain fart there, but next clip I should have the water pump just starting to get out. I just have to take these 4 bolts out, that plate comes off, and then the water pump pops out. So should be pretty easy from here. So I'm a genius, and I decided that apparently I'm taking the whole tensioner out. And instead of tightening, I loosened it and it just popped off. So belt's free. I just have to get that back on later, which is gonna be a pain. But this is now free and I can just take these 4 bolts out and then that comes out. I have also found out that I don't think I have a clutch fan on this. Clutch fan's supposed to be connected here and I didn't take anything off that. So that kind of sucks because I would like to have a clutch fan for aspects of this thing staying very cool. So I might put a clutch fan in it, but I'll kind of have to decide if I want to do that or not, if it's worth it. All right, once you get these 4 bolts out, Jackson had to come over and do it because apparently I'm weak. You just pop the pulley off and it comes out. Luckily, this one came out really, really easily. So now I've got, if we look at this one, you've got these 4 bolts here and here. So I'll have to get those out on the other assembly and then it will just fall right out. So you can kind of see them down there. You've got those 4 bolts, those come off and then it'll just come out and I'll be able to put this one in. So I'm gonna do a comparison so you can see why I upgraded to this one and why it was worth, that one was like 250 bucks, I think, somewhere around there. No, this one was like 160, I think. 160 bucks compared to if I were to do another factory replacement, you're looking at like $40 to $45. So you'll be able to see why I'm doing that because it's a very, very critical thing for these motors. Okay, I got them out, so this guy should essentially just come out. But, you know, it's never going to do that, so we're going to set you up real quick. All right, got it set up. Hopefully you guys can see me get this guy out pretty easily, but we'll see. I need a longer screwdriver. I'll do that, or just keep going on it. Yeah, I'm going to need a pry bar. She's coming. You can't tell, but she is coming out. Little by little. Oh, yeah. Did not think about that.
I forgot about that.
So, yeah, if you guys know, whenever you take that out, you're gonna have some coolant. So, yeah, my garage is covered in coolant now, so that's awesome. But it's not that deep. It'll clean up pretty easily. All right, over here, this is the big reason I got a different water pump, because you can see this actually looks like it's had an upgrade. Yeah, this has had an upgrade on the water pump, which is pretty cool. So I didn't really need to do this. Might have wasted a couple bucks, but you know, that's fine. This is metal, which on the factory ones, it is plastic. So this one's still a bit of an upgrade because you can see it's not going to have any play here and it's going to move a little bit more. So it's going to be a little bit better and a little bit more reliable. But this one will be a nice backup. I'm going to keep this just in case anything ever does happen, because it's nice to have spare parts sometimes. But that's cool to know. That's really good to know. This guy took really good care of this thing, other than the fact that he deleted the clutch fan for whatever reason. So now we're going to pop this guy in there. You can see this big beefy boy's ready to get at it. So we'll have to get some coolant, but it's good. It's going to go in. Always remember to drain your coolant before you're doing your water pump. I completely spaced it clearly, and it went horribly. So we're just going to pop the new one back in now. Should be pretty easy to pop back in. Wish I really would have paid attention to how it came out, but I think I have it down because I think there's a little bolt that has to line up right here. So we're going to knock that back in. Should be pretty easy to pop in, and then we should get everything wrapped back together, and then I'll start working on this guy. All right, switch gloves. Found out these are the reason I'm making my face dirty, so I think I need to get some new gloves. But yeah, I went in the mirror and saw that I had a little bit of a mustache, but we got this back in. This is the new pump. Looks a lot better. There's no crusties here, so I can actually put a clutch fan on it if I want to. Still working on that. That doesn't matter, though. Now we've got to put this guy back on. And from what Jackson has told me, and I have noticed, there's only one way these can go back on to where all four bolts still match. So I'm going to get those threaded on real quick. And then I get to figure out how to get that guy back on.
Probably put this back on now.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
We'll get that on there.
Make it easy peasy.
Just
Jackson's
right
big
there.
arms.
Oh, just a strong boy. I dropped
Yeah,
it.
there it goes.
I dropped it.
There's this annoying little like washer thing that just sits on there. And it looks like it doesn't even do anything.
I don't know if this is even the right bolt.
I don't think it is. But, you know, I paid like nothing for this car. So I'm just happy that this guy's taking care of it clearly, other than taking off the clutch fan. So we've come to the assumption that I'm assuming when he replaced his water pump, he didn't want to put the clutch fan back on because it's not very easy to do. So he probably just left it out, which, cool, yay, I understand that, but I would rather have one. So probably going to order one of those. Now that pulley's on, I'm going to tighten it, get everything back on there to where it all looks normal, and then we should just be able to put that pulley on and it'll be done. All right, we are back. I took a little bit of a lunch break, went and saw my mom, dropped my girlfriend off at my mom's house, but we are back. We've got the water pump in there, got the pulley back on. I had to get a new bolt for the tensioner because that was how you were supposed to do it instead of taking it off, but the bolt that was in there was a little bit too short. So got a new bolt for the tensioner, put that in. So now all I really have to do is tighten this guy back on and then figure out the serpentine belt pattern, put it back on there, and it should be easy. Drop in the shroud, and then we'll be good to go, and that will be done. And then we have to take this guy off to get back down in there, and it should be fun. I think I'm gonna have to take this guy off, and then should be pretty easy. So hopefully next time I've got you, we've got the serpentine belt back on and everything's all done. All right, got a little ahead of ourselves, and we already took off the top two covers. So just 10 mils on each one of those, popped them out. So now you can see this beautiful M54 B25. We got all this cleared up. That guy's nice in there on the floor. So it's actually opened up a lot. Don't think it's going to be horrible. We're just going to have to get these 10 mils off. And yeah, this is going to be a little bit tricky. These coils aren't going to be too bad. I don't think it's going to be horrible. It's just going to be annoying. So we're going to go ahead and start to get to work on this. I'll keep you guys updated. Hopefully, we'll just be able to knock this out real quick. Look, Jackson's already on it.
Fancy.
Easy peasy. Damn, that's actually really nice.
Fancy.
Look at that. That's quick and easy, fancy work right there. Shout out to BMW for that.
Oh, that's the ground.
That's the coil. That's for the coils.
And then there's a jump wire for you.
Hey, not bad. Not too bad at all. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and get to work on this. Hopefully next time you see it, I'll be taking it out. All right, valve cover's off. Dude, whoever decided to put a bolt in that far back left corner and then leave this giant empty space here, not cool. But this thing looks like it's in really, really, really good shape. So that makes me pretty happy. Everything is in great shape. Spark plugs look good. Obviously, don't know what the other side one looks like, but
I've seen worst case series, that's for sure.
yeah, that's very fair. That is very fair.
They changed the oil quite a bit.
Not mad about this. This looks great. This makes me happy. The valve cover, actually, the gasket, looks like it was fairly new, but Jackson noticed that they didn't put any RTV here. And when Jackson is building motors back at his shop,
We usually hit here and usually in here and here.
yeah, and it looks like it's been leaking from about right here. So we're just going to go ahead and use the valve cover gasket that I bought just because I didn't buy it for fun. So trash. The new valve cover gasket will go on. Should be pretty easy peasy lemon squeezy to put on. And then those bolts are just going to be a pain once again. So for anybody curious, this is your cam. If you ever want to, you ever hear those cool, Corvettes and LSs that chop a lot, that's what they replaced. That's your cam. Everything in here looks really good, to be honest. So
Honestly, I'm impressed. They kept up on the oil changes, that's
Yeah.
for sure. It might look a little stained, but I've seen some CRV engines that
pretty rough.
are pretty rough.
You know, I feel bad for the old man who has no idea that he took care of this car for years and years and years, and now I'm going to be out here sliding it around corners. So whatever. I'm going to use the car. That's all that matters. It's not just going to rot and rust. So this thing looks really good. I'm very excited. We're going to go ahead and slap the new valve cover gasket on and put all this back together. I'm going to eventually wrinkle black this, but I don't really want to do it today. So I'll just leave these off and then wrinkle black it another time. So we're going to go ahead and slap this all back together, and then I'm going to rip off the front wheels so we can put our CNC angle brackets on, and then she'll be ready for the road. The only thing that we will need after that is suspension, which should be coming here later this month, hopefully, and then clutch and a seat, but who cares? I can drift without a seat for now. All right, that should be everything.
You got them all?
Oh, missed one. And I gotta go over them all again.
Yeah.
They're all on. So that's cool. That one was a pain again. I'm sure you saw it, but everything's on, good to go. The squeeze looks real good in here. So she's getting there. Now we gotta put all these coils back in. So gonna skip through that part. Next time you see me, those will be off. So since I decided to have a coolant overflow party earlier, we're just gonna go ahead and drain the rest out of the radiator and put some in there. I went and bought some. So Jackson's down there. We're gonna figure out how to but empty out the radiator and then put some extra coolant in it. But everything's back on up here. Looks nice and dandy and clean, and it looks real good in here. So excited about that, but we'll have to run her for a little bit. All right, so we're actually at a stopping point tonight. Didn't even get the wheels off, unfortunately, but we kind of ran into a little bit of a hiccup. We decided that we were going to drain the radiator just to get everything out, because I'm pretty sure it's got water in it. I'm fairly certain it's got water in it. So got some coolant that I'm going to put in there, but this little guy right here is the reason we're at a stopping point. I wish it would focus. There we go. So you can kind of see that there is a little blue bolt inside of here that broke off. and that's how you're supposed to be able to drain the coolant. But we just popped the whole thing out and then broke these little tabs on it. So I need to get a whole new assembly for this before I can put coolant back in it. So I'm gonna order this tonight, hopefully be able to pop it in within the next couple days and then get these off and then put those drift brackets in. But we made really, really good progress today. Got the new water pump in, got the new valve cover gasket in. Everything looks good and clean and ready to go. And this thing is actually turning out 10 times nicer than I thought it was when I bought it. So very excited about that. Makes my life so much easier. So we're gonna hopefully finish this thing up soon and then be able to get it out on the road. So if I don't have a part 2 to this video, thank you guys. I appreciate all the support. I've had a bunch of love reaching out and a bunch of friends reaching out saying how great this is. So I'm super excited about this. Hopefully I will be on the track next month. That's the plan. I want to get out. There's an April 14th beginners drift event going on and I plan on being there. So me and Jackson are going to get everything cleaned up, and then we're going to get the cars pulled inside and just close up for tonight. So thank you guys for watching, checking everything out. I appreciate all the support and love. Drop a like, subscribe if you'd love to see some more, and then leave a comment. I really do appreciate everything. So thanks. See you guys.